Right now on Up with KREM, it's the first day of school. Many students across the inland Northwest are returning to the classroom today. We're getting you ready for the first bell.
Plus, I'm tracking the forecast where the sun is shining. Temperatures will be hot again this afternoon. Your back to school forecast ahead.
We will always love you, Dolly Parton. This morning, how people are remembering the iconic country singer and philanthropist. Happy first day of school, everyone. Thousands of students across the inland Northwest are heading back to the classroom. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Jenny Power has you covered for your first day. So Jenny, what do families need to know as they head to the bus stop this morning or if they're walking to school today?
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Back to school forecast here for you. Temperatures have been a little bit on the cooler side to get things started at least through this morning, but we are trending mostly sunny for the day today, and temperatures are going to be climbing for later on this afternoon. By lunchtime, we're in the low 80s, and then by the time that the kids are headed out for afternoon recess or headed out of the classroom for the day, temperatures will be in the low 90s. So be prepared for that. If you are headed out and waiting for the bus this morning, you might want a sweatshirt, a light jacket to get things started. This is a live look over downtown Spokane where the sun has risen there in the distance. 68 degrees is our current temperature, so it's noticeably mild even this early in the morning. Across the region, we're at 63 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, low 50s north to Deer Park and Sandpoint, however, and we're currently in the low 70s down on the Palouse. 63 degrees in Ritzville, we're at 60 right now in Othello. As we take a look at air quality, we've still been hanging on to between good and moderate conditions for much of eastern Washington and North Idaho. Still some pockets, though, of unhealthy air quality out toward central Washington. We still have some heat advisories down south to the lower Palouse as well as into the LC Valley. These are set to expire at 9 p.m. But until we get there, we're looking at another round of temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Low to mid 90s is the high for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Now, I'm also on top of this tracking some more elevated winds by this afternoon. So the full details of this red flag warning for parts of Idaho coming up in my extended forecast. But if you are maybe headed out the door to take the kids to school yourself, this is a look at our current traffic conditions. A live look at I-90 in Barker for folks traveling to or from Liberty Lake. Things are moving smoothly. Road conditions are dry as we continue to take a look across the region here. This is out toward Idaho, I-90 there. Things also in some fairly good shape. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on that. As far as what we're seeing on our traffic maps, we're mostly in the green, so no major collisions to report to you at this hour. But of course, with the latest updates, you'll have them for you here. Tim.
All right, Jenny, we know you'll keep a close eye on it. It's back to school for Spokane Public Schools today, and for some families, this year is starting a little bit different. Several SPS students are returning to class while also still dealing with the impacts of the Old Trails fire, which destroyed or damaged their homes. KREM 2's Regan Gallo live for us this morning at Indian Trail Elementary School. Regan, of course, this morning, Indian Trail area looking very different. The neighborhood almost unrecognizable because of that extensive damage. Tell us more about how the district is supporting the school this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, back to school is always such a fun time for students to get back into the classroom, into those normal routines and see their friends again. But this year, there's just a lot more heaviness and complexity, especially for the Spokane Public Schools families who were living in the Indian Trail neighborhood and who had their homes impacted, possibly completely destroyed. So definitely complex here this morning. Now, we've been talking to Spokane Public School officials these weeks leading up to the first day of school, back to school, and they're telling us that about 169 students have lost their homes to these fires, which is completely devastating. So a lot is still working behind the scenes. Parents are managing a lot as they're getting those kiddos back into the classroom. In addition, about 8 of those students who lost their homes or were completely destroyed have left the district. That's also highlighting the impact of if they have to go where support is, where there's more affordable housing, that is happening too behind the scenes. Now, just down the road also is Flett Middle School, where the flames surrounded the backside of that building, but that building did remain untouched. So we talked to that principal, Dr. Matthew Henshaw, and he talked to us about what it was like watching the fire get so close and how important today will be.
We're lucky that the school is here, and that was one of the things I was really hoping is none of the schools would be damaged. So our students who may have had major disruptions have the normalcy of their school building, their teachers, that part of their life isn't disrupted, and they can return to those routines and their friends.
Now, Dr. Henshaw also told me that students that may have been displaced and might be living outside of the school or district boundaries anywhere else across Spokane County, the district is ensuring that there is busing available so students can get to and from without having to leave their school and that important routine, especially as mentors and peers are so important to those routines and keeping them in that same place. So as we continue to talk about back to school all morning long, we're talking about all the fun things about getting back into the classroom, but also knowing that there's just still a lot of complexity. Here in the Indian Trail neighborhood, there are lanes of homes completely destroyed. So students that are still here in this area, as they're busing into school, as they're driving into school, walking, they're seeing that and all those visuals as they are getting into the classroom. So a lot of complex feelings here. We're going to continue to report on this, especially as we see students finally as they wake up this morning. For now, reporting right here at Indian Trail Elementary, Regan Gallo, Tim and Jenny, back to the studio.
Regan, thanks. And Spokane Public Schools students are headed back to the classroom today, and one thing on their morning bus ride may look a little bit different this year. The district has new buses with seatbelts, and Washington state law requires students to use them when available. Some other rules for the bus include lining up single file at the bus stop, sitting in assigned seats, and not having any food or drink on the bus. You can find a full list of student expectations on the SPS website. And it's worth reviewing some of those expectations for this school year with your student now, because they could lose their bus privileges if they don't follow the rules. So here's a look at SPS's 5-step consequence plan. For first-time citations, students will get a warning, parent contact from the school, and a letter sent home with a copy of the citation and the rules. Now, every infraction after that will result in a loss of riding privileges, starting with a 1-day suspension. And then if your student has 5 citations, they could lose their bus privileges for the entire school year. And we're also learning about more changes that could be coming next year as SPS transitions to operating its own buses instead of using a contractor. Here's how changes to busing could change school schedules.
The last big piece of this puzzle is start times. And so we're going to have a conversation this fall about how start times need to change, because to run the most efficient transportation system, we have 3 tiers right now. And so high school starts, then elementary starts, then middle school. So we have a 3-tier system. Some school districts have a 2-tier system, like Cheney. They have middle and high school start about the same time and ride the bus together, and then elementary starts. So some districts have 2 tiers, some have 3. We're 3 tiers. In order to be the most efficient, we really need 45 minutes between the tiers. So that the buses can go out, do their run, and then everybody can get back. If not everybody can get back in time, you need more extra buses to head out on the next tier. So we need 45 minutes between tiers, and then we need the lowest service tier to go in the middle. The lowest service tier is high school. They drive, they use STA. And so right now high school goes first. And so we've collected a lot of input. We had a work group that's met. And then this fall, the school board is going to really start focusing in on a decision around how our start times are going to change.
No word yet on what those potential start times would be. We'll let you know when we learn more. But if you do want to watch my full in-depth conversation with Dr. Swinyard, you can stream it now on the KREM 2 app. It's not just SPS going back to school today. We are wishing students, teachers, and staff at Central Valley School District a happy first day of school as well. Here's a look at Evergreen Middle School this morning. Still pretty quiet out there. Bright and early school starts here at 8:10 this morning. We also want to wish students, teachers, and staff at Northport, Odessa, Onion Creek, and Orchard Prairie School Districts a fantastic first day of school.
She was like an angel of earth. She was too good for this world. She taught me how to just to be myself, how to just have fun and don't care what people think.
This morning, reactions continue pouring in from around the world following the news of country music star Dolly Parton passing away. Fans are paying their respects and remembering a woman known for more than just music. This morning, as fans around the world continue to mourn the passing of Dolly, the country music star also leaves behind a legacy here in Washington state. Dolly was the founder of the Imagination Library, a book gifting program that mails free books to children no matter the family's income. The program is no longer available in Spokane County because of budget cuts. Washington State Superintendent Chris Reckdahl is calling on Governor Bob Ferguson and the legislature to fully restore the state's share of funding for the Imagination Library. Later this year, the Spokane Symphony will feature a show that's dedicated to some of Dolly's biggest hits.
I mean, I think what I love about Dolly Parton is that she just transcends all musical boundaries. You know, we're a symphony orchestra, but we're going to play Dolly and it'll be an amazing time. But yeah, of course, there's a bittersweet element now knowing that she put all of this together and we're presenting it after she's gone.
Dolly Parton's Threads, My Songs in Symphony is scheduled for October 24th at the Fox Theater. President Trump has ordered all flags across the nation to fly at half-staff in her honor for 1 week. Dolly was 80 years old. Still ahead on Up with KREM, we are hearing from 2 staff members at Holmes Elementary School who lost everything in the Old Trails fire. After the break, how they plan to give it their all for their students' first day of school. And it's time for your wake-up call. Today is National Dog Day. Look at all these dog photos we've received in the last hour. We want to see your pictures of your 4-legged friend, your companion, your sidekick. Oh, they're so sweet. Give them an extra treat today. It's National Dog Day. They deserve it. You can text in your photo to 509-448-2000.